when you put everything out there, all the ugly comes out. Okay, I've been running away. It's time to face it. Know when it's time to center yourself. Hello beautiful souls, I am Mommy on a Journey and welcome back to my channel. If it's the first time coming across my channel, welcome and thank you for stopping by. If you're interested in personal development, healthy plant-based eating, or just anything in between, stick around and subscribe because that's what my channel is all about. So today is a personal development type of video and I'll be speaking under the umbrella of self-love. So I'll be talking about processing. So basically processing your emotions, processing your thoughts, and everything in that lane. I'll be touching on self-forgiveness, self-validation, self-trust. So if you're interested in that, do stick around. Alright, so the reason why I decided to share this video with you guys is because I've been processing a lot lately and I realized that most of the time we don't really know what it means to process things. We're just told you need to process this, you need to process that, or take a moment to process. Or you hear someone saying that person bottles up things so much, they need to take time to process it. And most of the time we don't really understand what it means to process or how to process things. So I thought while I'm on this journey, let me share this with you guys. So what is it to process? So let's put it like this. You are going through a certain experience, or you've gone through a certain experience or an event in your life. It can be positive or negative. By negative, I mean you experience some trauma of some sort. By positive, it can be something happened that you didn't expect to happen at that time and it was something good. So that in that sense as well. So you experience this thing and it was so overwhelming for you that you sort of just didn't know how to react to it and you just like shut it down and put it away and you moved on with your life. So in terms of a negative experience, let's say when you were maybe 5 or 6, you had a bad experience with a cat, or you had a bad experience with a chicken. I don't know. Let's say the chicken attacked you or the cat scratched you or something, but you just had a bad traumatic experience. You're 5-year-old at the time and it's something major. This cat scratches you and you just like so from that point on you go on living that, you go on believing that, oh my goodness, cats are bad or chickens are bad, or you know, you have this negative connotation to this cat or this chicken or whatever, and it's stuck there in your mind. So whenever you hear a cat or you see a cat, you want nothing to do with it. You're just very traumatizing. In terms of processing, it's now you are older. Let's say you are 18 now, or you're 25, or let's say you're even 30. Sometimes it takes long. You just, you know, put things away for so long that you even forget they're put away. So you are now late, you're older at this age, and you realize that, okay, I have a certain trauma with this creature, and creature is so intense. With this cat, let's use the cat. You have this trauma with this cat and you've mistreated cats, or you've just written off cats, and let's say now you meet a partner that has a cat. It's becoming a big deal because of this cat, and you have to step back and think, why am I willing to leave this amazing human being, let's say, or this amazing friendship, whatever situation it may be that you are in. Let's say it's your best friend that has a cat or whatever, but the point is it's a special person in your life that now has a cat, and now you're willing to leave that amazing friendship or relationship just because of a cat. And now you're thinking, no wait, why am I being so dramatic? Why am I reacting this way? I'm losing such a great thing over something so petty. Why is it that? So now you want to process things. Now you go basically fetch that file from your archives and you open it and you try to figure out, okay, a cat did this and this and this to me back in the past, and I've hated cats for so long that I now subconsciously hate cats, you know. So now to process it is now try to reevaluate the situation, look at it from now your adult perspective of, okay, not all cats are bad, not all cats are harmful, not every cat is going to attack me, you understand? So it doesn't mean that you just go and hug every cat that you see. Obviously you still have that trauma, but it's now understanding why you have it and understanding why it is that you basically react this way towards cats, and now you try to get a different perspective. Now you understand that, oh, perhaps that cat at the time I was a child, so I went and grabbed it and it was retaliating towards me. So now you see, oh okay, if I'm harmful to the creature, the cat, it will in turn be harmful towards me. So now you know, when you see a cat, okay, it's there, it's not still not your favorite animal, but you don't now cut away all ties to any human being that is linked to a cat. Now you're just like, okay, I'll trade with caution, and yeah, you know. So basically the action of taking up the file, reading through it, seeing it from a different light, understanding why you are like this, and moving forward, that's processing. And the same for a positive experience. So processing can be in different ways, obviously, because we have different experiences. So in a positive way, you might maybe, let's say, you, a person that has, you believe that if things go too good, something bad is about to happen, and that's how you think. So things have been going bad, obviously, for you in that light, and then something great happens. You get maybe a new job, and it's like, oh, I got a new job, the job that I've always wanted to get. And you sort of step back and you're just like, you don't know how to handle it, and now you're still going to, it's been a year, you still at this job, nothing bad has happened, but your mind is still a bit like twitchy. You don't understand what's happening, you're expecting something bad to happen, and you live in this negative expectation all the time of something bad is gonna happen, something bad is gonna happen. And you now have to get to a stage where you have to realize that, oh wait, why do I think like this? And then you go back to unpack where it comes from, you see. So basically the process of processing is taking out all the files, unpacking them, understanding them, seeing them from different perspective, and moving on. So okay, I just explained processing a lot, but I think you sort of understand what the term processing is. It's just you stepping out of the situation, putting everything on the table and going through it, and realizing what happened, how it happened, why it happened, how you contributed, what are the other factors, and basically playing around with an idea in your mind. And well, sometimes you can write it down if you would like. Write it down, see it from different angles, speak it out, tell it to someone. You can process in different ways. It just depends on what will work for you for that specific situation. Certain situations need you to speak to someone so that they can give you their perspective, and you bounce off the whole situation with them and try and, you know, figure it out. So this can be a therapist, this can be your best friend, this can be a stranger, it doesn't matter. But the point is, you're bouncing it off someone else. Maybe sometimes you write it, then you bounce it off a piece of paper. Sometimes it's just in your mind, you're playing around with it. But the point is, you're processing, you understand. So I've been doing a lot of processing lately, and I've come to realize that it's important to forgive yourself for certain things. So self-forgiveness is very, very important, because sometimes you have been harboring all these negative emotions. You have all of this guilt, you have there's a lot of negative emotion that you've been housing in you, that have been crippling you without being aware. And the moment you start processing things, you're now aware of certain things that you have done, or certain behaviors that you've had, and you look at them and you're like, yeah, no, that was not okay. So most of the time you'll be talking yourself down. No, that is bad, you're a bad, horrible, you're a human being, that is, you're stupid, you are this, you are that. And you will be taking yourself through these negative thoughts and criticizing yourself and, you know, putting yourself down. And that all of that is unnecessary, because now that was then, it is now. So you are not the same person. The fact that you now can acknowledge that what I did was wrong, you are now at a different plane, you're a different perspective. So now you are able to look at it and be like, well, I'm different, I would behave differently. But now you can't just say, oh yeah, well, that was then, well, I'm different now, I'll do this, there's something differently, and you go on with that. No, you still have to get to a point where you think about that moment. What made you do that thing that you did at the time? So let's say you used to be that person that talks bad about certain people. Like, let's say you see a certain person and you're like, yeah, well, because you're ugly, you stupid, you are this, you are bad, you are da 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 da, and that's how you would speak to people. And when you look back, you won't do it to people now. You won't tell people how stupid they are or how retarded they are or whatever it may be that you were. So you now look at it in a sense of, why did I do that? And you think, okay, I did this because, well, I didn't feel good about myself. So telling them they're stupid makes me feel good because I'm not the only one that feels stupid. Because maybe you were feeling, you used to think of yourself as stupid, so you just wanted people to feel stupid too around you, so that you are all stupid together, basics. But you now understand that it doesn't work like that, you know. So now you realize, okay, it was because of that, and now you need to see yourself different. And once you see, okay, no, but I'm actually not stupid, so you know, so you process the whole thing. So yeah, so now back to my point of self-forgiveness is now you are able to, because the term forgiveness means you are no longer angry about a certain thing, or you no longer are resentful about a certain thing. So now to forgive yourself is that, okay, I was that type of person at that time, and the guilt of being that person and the anger you had of being that type of person, and you just want to dissociate yourself with that person. You have to first forgive yourself, like, okay, I'm no longer guilty for being that person, because now I understand why I did that, and I understand that I'm not that person anymore, and I am able to move from that, you see. So that's the sense of self-forgiveness. So which leads me to the next point of self-validation. So sometimes we seek validation outside, externally. You want to be validated, like, okay, whatever you are feeling, you are validated. Someone needs to validate it for you, and you need to get to a stage where certain things you self-validate, you understand. So sometimes you have certain thoughts and you need to think, okay, well, this is reasonable, or well, this is a logical way of thinking, without someone else saying, that's valid, oh no, that's not valid. Because some things you need to trust yourself. Getting to the next point of self-trust, sometimes we've lost that trust of yourself. In essence, let me put it like this: trust is basically a firm belief in the reliability of something or the truth of something. So when you self-trust, is that you trust yourself, you trust that you are reliable, you trust that you are able to do certain things, or you trust in certain abilities that you have, you understand. So all of these things, the point of all of these things, let me bring it together, it's just that as you are processing things, you are going through all of these motions, we are, as humans, we are social creatures, we are social beings. So we like comparing ourselves with other human beings to see, are we more or less in the same level, to see if you are straying from the group, to, you know, we are social beings, we are social creatures, so that instinctively happens. But you need to not rely completely on external factors. You need to know when it's time to trust yourself and trust your own abilities, and when it's time to, okay, here I can ask someone else, here I can rely on someone else. But that's not your first instinct to just jump and find out what the next person says, how that one does this thing, how this one, you understand? That's not your first instinct. Your first instinct is to know that, okay, let's look at me first. Okay, here's the situation, and all right, basically that motion first. So basically my point is that when you have self-trust, because okay, I know with me, as I'm processing, I've realized that I don't have a lot of trust in a lot of people, you know. So a lot of people will be like, oh, you've got trust issues, da da da. Sure, I do have trust issues, and I'm okay with that. I feel that I know myself, I know the type of person I am, I trust quite easily, but not in a sense, okay, that sounds contradictory. As in, like, when I put my trust in a person, I trust wholeheartedly. Let me put it that way. I trust wholeheartedly. So because I am like that, it's either all or nothing when it comes to trust for me. I cannot half trust you. that's just, you know, there's those types of people that you think, where you look at and you're like, whoa, they're like, the trust has been broken for so long, but they're able to trust again. And I'm just like, whoa, I cannot do that. I'm not those people. Once my trust is gone, it's gone. It's, I don't know, 0.0001% chance of me regaining a little bit of trust back, but it's gone. I will never trust you ever again type of situation. That's me. Sure, you got trust issues, girl. Yeah, I just think when I look at it, it's more of a defense mechanism. So not that when I see a person automatically, don't trust you, what's so spooky about you, what are you planning? No, I'm not like that. When I first meet you, I give you the benefit of the doubt, like, okay, sure, let's see. Obviously I won't give you my bank cards and money and be like, yeah, take, give you my heart. No, obviously I won't do that, you know, but I'll just be like, okay, let's see, you know, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt until you do something that I'm like, well, wait a minute, what? And then I observe you and I see, oh, okay, you see. So it's more of I'm cautious when it comes to trusting people, you understand? So I wouldn't say necessarily it's trust issues. Just because I don't automatically trust a person with my whole being instantly doesn't mean I got trust issues. It just means that, oh, okay. And for the longest time, I believed that, oh, I've got trust issues, there's something wrong with me because I don't trust people. I probably have like childhood trauma, and only to find out that no, we actually, as human beings, we have this need to trust people. That is because we want to connect. That's how the basis of connection, of human connection. So you connect with another human being, you need to trust them. I mean, think about it this way. Let's say you are driving around in town and you stop at a red robot. Okay, it turns green, you drive. You understand? That whole process, you subconsciously trusting the next driver that they will stop at the red light. They are logical enough to stop at that next red light, and when yours turns green, they will stop and you can go. You know, if you didn't trust people, you would never drive anyway, because you're gonna feel like, ooh, what if that person, whatever, what if that person misses the robot, what if that person doesn't stop at the stoplight? So our fundamental connection, our basis of our connection, is to trust that the next person will do what is expected of them. You understand? So in terms of trust, I do trust, but you know, so but the point of, let me not go dwell into that. The point of it is, the point of me telling you this is that we have to come to a point where we are aware. You see, so I'm unfolding all these things. I've labeled myself all these things, and I've called myself all these things, and I've believed so many things of myself that now that I'm processing everything, it's like, my girl, it's not as bad as you thought it was. Or you look back at a certain situation where you think, yo, here it was, I was going through the most. I thought I was never going to make it from there. And now when you look at it from a different perspective, you're like, well, that was a little bit dramatic. Okay, it was valid at the time, because at the time what you were feeling was so intense and overwhelming that it felt like it was the end of whatever that it is that was going through at the time. So it is valid in that sense. So you are able to self-validate, like, okay, that is what I was feeling at the time. I'm not saying I shouldn't have felt that way, you know, but now that I look at it from this perspective, it's like, oh, it's not that bad. Look at what you did after that. Look at all the things, you understand? So you are able to take yourself out of it and fit the narrative towards your current situation, you understand? Okay guys, I know this video was all over the place, and it's okay. I feel like it was me just showing you the processes, or okay, what happens in my mind and what happens when you process. You know, when you're processing a lot of things come up, you're aware of a lot of things, you realize a lot of things about yourself, and it's just you unpacking everything. So I hope this made sense to you. And basically what I was trying to say is that I will dedicate videos directly to maybe self-forgiveness, to self-validation, and properly structuring each video. But for now, I just wanted to show you that self-love is not all rainbows and flowers and butterflies. you need to literally just unpack everything. And when you put everything out there, all the ugly comes out, all of the messes come out, all of the things and the emotions that you've been running away from, all the things that you've been hiding, all of the things that you've been running away from and avoiding, they all come out. And you need to just be strong in that sense of, okay, I've been running away, it's time to face it. What is it all about? Why do I feel this way? Why am I running away from this? And when you realize certain things, you realize, okay, this is what's happening, and you are able to forgive yourself for those things. You are able to validate yourself for whatever it may be that you need validation for. You are able to trust yourself and trust your decisions, that okay, I don't need someone to this, I don't need someone to that, but I can do this myself. I have the ability to do it. I can rely on myself, you understand? But not to say that you only rely on yourself, you understand? You need to figure out the balance and figure out where the line is, when you need to seek outside help or external help, when it is time to do something on your own, you understand? Some people are fully self-reliant, and sometimes it's a bad thing. You need to let people in. Human connection is important for humans, you understand? So there needs to come a point where you know when it is time to get outside help or just have some outside connection, and you need to know when it's time to center yourself and be with yourself, you understand? So that is the point of my video today. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you appreciate this. Okay, please comment down below and let me know if it made sense to you, if it resonated with you. I know it was all over the show, but if there's anything specific that you want me to talk about, please comment down and let me know. I will be making videos directed to these type of topics, and I will structure them properly this time. It just, I felt like I had this thing in me to let it out as raw as it is, but I will structure them properly as I talk in depth with them. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I love you so much.